Helluva Boss graced us with a Christmas goodie this year in the form of a music video from the upcoming episode. So let's break it down and what it says about what we can expect from the next episode and Blitz and Stolas' relationship. But real quick, to promote Hailey's foodie Instagram, we are giving away one demonic cartoon detective t-shirt featuring Impcut. All you have to do is follow Hailey's foodie Instagram. Use the Gleam link in the pinned comment down below to follow her account and get entered into the raffle. Now, the next episode of Helluva Boss is called Full Moon, and we got the music video this month it seems because the actual episode may not be out for a little while. VivziePop said before that Oops was going to be the last episode of the year, and we know that starting January 19th, we get Season 1 of Haspen Hotel. The earliest we might expect the next episode of Helluva Boss then is probably February, but even that is not guaranteed. Helluva Boss was moving pretty fast with its production again this year, but part of that appears to be because they had finished work on Haspen Hotel, which of course has already been renewed for Season 2. With that in mind, Haspen Hotel Season 2 may already be in the works, leaving less crew overall for Helluva Boss, leading to it perhaps being a bit slow as we get into the second half of Season 2. Regardless of when the next episode will come out, VivziePop loves to give us special treats for various holidays, and this was an animated musical masterpiece that is absolutely stunning to watch, and says so much about Blitz and Stolas' relationship and how things might pan out. The video opens with one of Stolas' butler imps bringing in a box that has the seal of Osmodeus on it. Inside is a special orange jewel, which we can assume to be an Osmodian crystal. These are well understood these days to be a magic jewel that succubus used to travel to the Earth, as well as disguise themselves as humans, with Osmodeus of course being the one who creates them. This one looks different from the ones we saw Blitz use in an earlier episode to visit his sister on Earth, but it should have the same powers, including coming with a disguise, I imagine. Stolas asked for one of these from Osmodeus to give to Blitz, which would mean he no longer needs the Grimoire that Stolas has been letting Blitz use. Stolas could have asked for this before and likely received it, what with the only real reason he said no being that Fizzaroli had a vendetta against Blitz, who he had just recently seen again. These crystals appear to be on the black market as well, with Barbie Wire getting her own to use for missions up to Earth just for drug smuggling, so an elite like Stolas could undoubtedly get one without consequences, even without going through Osmodeus. The real reason Stolas gave Blitz the arguably more dangerous Grimoire was that its great power really assured that Blitz had to return it. The Osmodian crystal is a weaker item of power, something almost common in the Lust Ring, but Blitz would very easily be able to take it and never see Stolas ever again, always making up an excuse as to why they can't see each other. What the arrangement with the Grimoire provided was a requirement to see each other. Blitz had hoped to steal the Grimoire entirely, but realized pretty early on that he couldn't really escape Stolas while still keeping the Grimoire in his possession. And with it being an item of power that Stolas does in fact seem to need for his sacred duties, Blitz knew if he didn't give Stolas what he wanted, there would be a much larger problem for him. He'd be back in prison or simply killed by another royal once the problem grew beyond Stolas. So despite the added risk of giving Blitz the Grimoire, it was ultimately what kept Blitz on a bit of a leash, bringing him back to Stolas each month and also making Blitz a bit more cautious about how they conduct themselves, at least what counts as cautious for Blitz and his gang of spazzes. Of course, after the events of the Season 1 finale and the Season 2 premiere, Stolas has decided that he needs to give Blitz that freedom, and that's where this song picks up. The song is called Just Look My Way, and it indicates that all Stolas needs for this to work is, just as the song says, for Blitz to look his way, at least in some sense. He understands that Blitz doesn't have nearly the feelings for him that Stolas has for Blitz, and that he has tried to get Blitz to start feeling that by forcing him into this dynamic. In the show, we see them being rather pleasant with each other during one of their arrangements in episode 5 of Season 1, where Blitz even takes Stolas up on an offer to visit the Wrath Ring with him since they can't work without the Grimoire. Outside of that, the Instagrams indicate that they have some pleasant times together, such as Stolas and Blitz watching a movie together on one night. These aren't canon, but with that scene from episode 5, it says to me that Blitz does seem to enjoy his time with Stolas, or at least make the best of it. Stolas here is begging not for some perfect romance, but for Blitz to simply have any interest in him at all when he isn't forced to be in Stolas' life. Without the arrangement to meet on the full moon, Blitz has the option of just blowing off Stolas even if they make some sort of other plan, and Stolas would just have to accept Blitz's excuses as they continue to grow farther and farther apart. But what exactly changed for Stolas? Well, a big part of Stolas letting go of Blitz was realizing that he needed to be set free himself, from the relationship he was in with Stella, if it can even be called that. He felt like he was trapped in a cage and didn't get the chance to be his true self as a result, and thus understood that he was keeping Blitz in a cage too, one where Blitz can't even recognize that Stolas does actually like Blitz. Stolas, in his song, indicates that he is bound by a blood oath for his tome, the tome meaning the Grimoire, representing his general duties and life as a Goetia noble. Through these lyrics, Stolas showcases how much pride he has as someone who holds on to such important information encoded in the stars and planets, but how he finds himself distracted by the figurative full moon. Because of their monthly arrangement, Stolas sees Blitz on the full moon, so the full moon itself symbolizes Blitz, with Blitz being shown as putting up walls that make him look like a blood moon. One thing Stolas questions in his song is the nature of the pain he feels when thinking about not having Blitz, when he thinks about losing Blitz, and why he would feel that if Blitz truly only saw it as a contract for mutual gain, instead of a chance to get closer to each other. Because Blitz did come back and spend the entire night with Stolas after stealing the Grimoire, at least part of Stolas seemed to really think that Blitz did want to be with him, but that he needed the proper excuse. What Stolas can't stand now is the thought that if he set Blitz free, Blitz would just nonchalantly return to his own life. Perhaps the only thing more painful than Blitz running away from Stolas outright is Blitz attempting to make it seem like they will hang out again, but always pushing it off. At least if Blitz just outright ditches Stolas, Stolas can understand that it's because of the intensity of what they went through together. But if Blitz very casually just gave Stolas the idea that they could still develop a relationship, just to keep standing him up and acting like it's no big deal, that would make Stolas feel like he had imagined every positive interaction that they had had. What Stolas wants is to have just one genuine moment of Blitz looking his way, just one real instance of Blitz proving that he is willing to move forward in some way instead of just leaving Stolas entirely, just one moment where Blitz shows that he appreciates Stolas. From there, Stolas can cultivate a real relationship perhaps, slowly and over time, as he won't be keeping Blitz so close out of fear of losing him. Of course, what Stolas doesn't realize is that he already got that the day that Stolas almost died. Of course, Stolas only got some really cruddy text messages from Blitz, but we as the audience got to see the trauma Blitz experienced in real time. The next episode has Blitz suddenly sneaking into a hospital, not to visit Stolas, but rather his own sister, who he was suddenly dead set on having in his life again. It was at this moment that Blitz also realized that Stolas is mortal like his sister, or mortal enough with elites sending assassins with angelic weapons after him. There is the very real possibility that Blitz might outlive Stolas, and if he had done more to help Stolas that day, he might not have almost died. The same way he probably looks back at his sister and thinks about how if he had done more back then, she wouldn't have almost overdosed. Ultimately, Blitz had some confusing feelings for Stolas, and while I'd like to theorize about how exactly he'll react to everything in the next episode, for now I'm just really hyped to wait for that episode while enjoying the cool animation in this music video. What do you guys think of the Look My Way video and what it says about the future of their relationship? Don't forget to use that Gleam link in the pinned comment down below to sign up for Hailey's Foodie Instagram and the chance to win a demonic cartoon detective t-shirt, and I'll see you guys next time.